Good day, my dear students. Hi there. Welcome to this episode of Science Videos, continuing teaching and learning the new normal. I am your teacher, Angelica C. Talanes. You can call me Ma'am Tol, and I will be your teacher in this video. Up next, protein. The enzyme that helps break down our food in the process of eating is called amylase. And the insulin helps carry glucose to the different parts of our body which our cells need. This will lead to the next biomolecules that we are going to discuss, which has an example of hormones for insulin and enzyme for amylase. That is our protein. Now take a look at the food label being shown here. As you can see, the chocolate that you eat contains carbohydrates. It also has proteins. Under proteins, you can see vitamin A and C. Basically, it is the GROW group in your GO, GLOW, and GROW foods. It is also the second largest percentage in your total human body mass. Protein is really essential kaya amo ini ang nagakompose sa imo nga hair, buhok mo, sa skin, sa imo nga bones, and of course, sa muscles. That is why if you are a bodybuilder, you really need to take protein para magdako ang imo nga muscles. The different types of proteins are really important, specifically their sequence. The arrangements of amino acids in a particular protein determines its function. The monomers for proteins are called amino acids. To form different types of protein, amino acids are being combined together inside the ribosomes, which is a process of protein synthesis, where ribosomes make RNA. The sequence by which a protein is arranged is really important, where one mistake that is made in the sequence of a specific protein may deteriorate or may ruin its function. It can be compared to how we spell out our name. Say, for example, my name, Angel. When you misspelled the name Angel to ANGLE, it's not my name anymore. It means another thing. That is also the same with proteins. If you misspelled or the sequence of amino acids are wrong, this will ruin the function of a particular protein. Let's take hemoglobin, for example. Hemoglobin in the red blood cell carries oxygen in the bloodstream. If hemoglobin changes its sequence, the hemoglobin deteriorates its shape. From this circular shape to a sickle or a crescent moon-like shape. Look at this one. This happens when oxygen levels are low. This ruins the function of protein, and as a result, they get stuck in the blood vessels because of the shape. And this is called the sickle cell disease of the royal family. It is when you have a small cut and it will not stop from bleeding. Each protein has its own function. We classify proteins according to its function. We have catalytic, structural, transport, and nutrients. We can classify proteins according to their functions. First one, catalytic. They are best known for their role as catalysts, which means ginapadasigya ang procedure. Say for example, digestion. The process of digestion. Without enzymes or a particular enzyme called amylase, digestion will take longer. Amylase is an example of enzyme that is present in our saliva, which is our laway, and it helps fasten the process of digestion. Another for your catalytic function are your vitamins. Please take note that they are not proteins, but they serve as coenzymes which helps catalyze the biochemical reactions. The second function is transport protein, where hemoglobin is the best example as what I've said a while ago. Hemoglobin is a kind of protein where it carries or transports oxygen to the different parts of our body. The next function for protein is structural. Example for that is collagen, the most abundant protein in humans. It is found in our tendons, ligaments, and blood vessels. Another example for structural is keratin. It is a good example for protein that is found in hair, feathers, horns, and skin, which determines the color. The next protein function that we are going to discuss is nutrient. A very good example for that is casein. It is a protein found in milk and colostrum. Amo na balang una nga gatas? The yellowish breast milk, which is really nutritious for babies. So we are done with the biggest biomolecule in our body. We've discussed the functions and examples for protein. Now let us go to the next biomolecule, which is lipid. Now, look at again the food label. Can you see words like saturated fats, unsaturated fats, trans fats, and cholesterol? You're familiar, right? These are examples of lipid. And lipid is also part of our dietary intake, same with carbohydrates and protein. Look at your body. Do you see some fats? Do you know that when you have nothing to eat and you are starving, these fats are being used as a source of energy? These are considered as the most abundant lipid that is found in human body. Your body will eventually process your stored fats from your adipose tissues where you have your adipocytes or your fat cells. These stored energy are found under your skin, and they are called lipid, commonly known as tambok. Not all fats are harmful to our body, but of course, too much of it may cause heart problem. We have two types for our fats: the good fats and the bad fats. Have you seen the leaf of gabi? These leaves often have coating that prevents the leaves from excessive loss of water. Same is true with the feathers of the birds. These lipids helps them to swim and fly properly, specifically of those in penguins. Another example for lipid is trans fat. Trans fat is usually from the food that we eat in the fast food chains, like your Jollibee, your McDo, your fries, burger. And this kind of lipid is not good for your health. Another example for lipid is cholesterol. You're familiar with it, right? Cholesterol is the most abundant steroid in our body. Same with fats, not all cholesterol are bad for our body. We have two types of cholesterol: the LDL cholesterol, or the low density lipoprotein cholesterol, and then the HDL cholesterol, or your high density lipoprotein cholesterol. Your LDL is your bad cholesterol, and then your HDL is your good cholesterol. The last but the most important biomolecules, which carries hereditary function, which is the main reason why you look alike with your parent, is your nucleic acid. There are two types of nucleic acid that we are going to discuss: the DNA and your RNA. These are examples of polymers for nucleic acid. Again, the monomer for your nucleic acids are called nucleotides. When you combine nucleotides together, this will form the polymer DNA and RNA. Now, take a look at the food label. Do you see like DNA, RNA, or even nucleic acid? No, you cannot see these words on our food label, on our chocolate, because nucleic acid is not something that you eat, like your carbohydrates, your proteins, and lipid. Nucleic acid is already present in our body, and we do not need to eat in order to have them. So you see, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids are our macromolecules, or also known as the biomolecules that are needed in our daily lives. Now, let's have a review. Let's sum it up. That's it. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, clarifications, I will be glad to answer all of your questions. I will be saying goodbye now. Goodbye.